Just going to go through setting up some interactivity in InDesign. So if we have iPad layout, so document, mobile, iPad Pro for instance, doesn't really matter, and we'll call it iPad test, and let's do it portrait. Let's have a couple of pages, 3 pages, and we'll leave all the rest of that stuff as it is. So create, and then we can see in pages we've got a few pages here, 1, 2 and 3, and then here's a page. They've all got these boxes in, so I'm just going to delete them. They've not all got these boxes in. Right, so if we go on the first page, and I'm just going to be really basic, and we will make circle. Just going to stick it in the middle there, and let's colour it in. Let's copy that, paste it onto page 2 and page 3. So we'll go back to page 1. That one's going to be green. This one, let's just change the colour. Okay, so hang on, let's stick that in the middle then. Okay, so we've got those 3 pages with content in, and we can jump between each page just by turning these into buttons. So if we go to window and interactive, and then we've got buttons and forms here. This is a pop-out menu, you can leave it at the side. So type, this is selected. Type, button. Now we can see that it's got this little thing attached to it. Yeah, and we've got here name, button 1. Let's call it green button 1. So on release or tap, do something, actions here, and we're going to add an action to it, and we can just say go to next page. Okay, so that's what that's going to do. So if we go and do that to the other pages, page, go on here, click it, buttons, type, button, red, button, on release or tap, go to next page, and then blue button, we want this to go back to the beginning, so button, blue button, on release or tap, go to first page. Right, so we've done that, we've set these up. So up at the top here we can click on share, and here we can publish online. And so what this will do is it will give us a little preview of it in a browser. So it has to upload it to to Adobe, iPad test, description, pages all. Let's leave all of that as it is and press publish. And then it's going to send it up to the internet. Loading your document. New document. Okay, so it's up there somewhere. Right, there we go. That's our first page, and when we put a mouse over it, it turns into a little hand. So we can click it. Oh, look at that. It's loaded in the next page, and so on. All right, so that's just stepping through each of those 3 pages that we've just made. So let's close that. We can add some other things to this. So let's shove this green up at the top a bit. we can add some text. So how about we put that one there, and we'll stick in a text box. So we've got rectangle frame, and type tool. That's now a text box. Come on, be a text box. Fill with placeholder text. Oops. Why is that not playing? Oh, look, here we go. That's what I don't want. Right. No. What's going on with that? Box. Type. Text box. Fill with placeholder text. So that had that box that I didn't want at the beginning, that I deleted from the first page. So come on, let's make that text a bit bigger. 50. There we go. Alright, so we've got a text box here. And what we can also do with content like this is we can make it fade in or animate in some way. So let's have that selected. Go to Window, Interactive, and Animation in here. And then here's another little pop-out menu. And over on the side you can see we've got whatever it is selected here. Yeah, it shows us that this is a box. It's got this text in it, non-said, etc. Preset, so we can choose what it's going to do when the page loads. And what we want this to do is to fly in from the bottom. So it's going to scroll up basically. So let's choose flying from bottom, and then we get a little animation of what's happening here with this little butterfly. There we go. And then you can see here we've got a green path line, and that's the start position and end position and how long it's going to take to do that. So we've got this set over here. Duration 1 second. It's going to last a second to do that, and you can see it's set to happen when the page loads. Okay, and we can change these things. If we zoom in on it a little bit, we can use the direct selection tool to get hold of this line here, and we can stretch it out. Come on. Yeah, so you can get hold of that point there, and we can move that down. So we can make this drag in over a longer distance. I think I've moved the box as well there. Okay, so let's just preview that. Let's move that back into the middle. So we'll go back on here, publish online again. We just want to update it because it's already there. Yeah, publish. It's going to replace it. Okie dokes. Right, so slightly different version of what this one was. Look at that, the text fades in, and then all the rest of it works as it did. So we could just do one last thing. Let's just add a picture as well. Oh, there's that stupid box. It just gets in the way. It's on top of everything, and it's already a text box. I don't want that. That's what was getting in the way of me before. So let's just make another box, content box. Yeah, there, and we'll put a picture in it. So off the desktop, what have we got? Let's just put a little image icon in there. Oops. and fitting, no, fitting, content aware fit. There we go. So we've just got an image in here as well. So if we select that, let's do an animation on this as well. If we go to choose, we could fade it in when the page loads. Okay, how long is it going to take? Let's turn that up to 2 seconds. Okay, that should be fine. Magical. Well, one thing that we've not done, let's just quickly look at this. Buttons and forms. If we just check this button, let's close that, let's put that back over there. Let's go into buttons and forms here. Look, we've got the roll over and click states of a button. So this is a massive, ridiculous red button. Selected, if I go on to roll over here, this is the state that that button is when we do different things to it. Okay, so on the rollover we can make it do something else. So we had a little problem with this in the session where we had to make sure that it was selected correctly for it to work. So let's just try with the direct selection, and we'll go and change this to purple when we roll our mouse over it, and then when we click it, with the direct select button, what I'm going to do is can I make it a different size? Let's try that. I'm going to hold down Option and Shift and make it smaller, so when I click it, it will shrink. Right, let's test that. Publish online. Update. Publish. Okay. Yeah, so mouse rolled over, goes purple, press it, it should go tiny and go to the next page. There we go. What you will also need to do is make sure that you're saving things properly. So when we're looking here at Publish Online, this is just putting it up on the Adobe Cloud. And so as we can see, it's doing what it's doing, and we're getting a link that it puts straight into the browser for us, like this. Yeah, but there's also copy this to share, so you could copy that and put that into a text file, and then someone can just open that link and see the file. Okay, but also, oh, it was in here as well, wasn't it? Export. We've got our export options in here, and there's various different things. PDF Interactive should give us buttons that work from the file that we've just made. So let's just have a look at that. Adobe PDF Interactive, save. So what have we got here? All the pages. We don't want separate PDF files. We do want the normal view. We don't want it to do flip pages. We want to check it once we've exported it. Page transitions. We didn't put any page transitions in there, so let's just leave that as it is. Compression, yeah, leave that as it stands. Medium quality JPEGs 72. That's fine. Don't need a password or anything. Export. Yeah, there's text spilling out of somewhere, but that's fine. Right, so this is opening it in preview. The buttons work, but the fades aren't working. Okay. So that didn't slide up, and that didn't slowly appear. Okay, so when things are PDFs, simple interactions will work, buttons, but these animations don't. And if we go back in here and make it as an EPUB, let's just put it as fixed layout. Yeah, so iPad test, EPUB, save. Excuse me. So what's this doing? Some stuff, these things. Okay. So that's going to default to opening it in Books, which is an Apple app for that sort of thing. Let's press OK. Then it's opened it in Books. It's here. So that interaction works, and the interactions work, and the animations are working here as an EPUB. And then we just need to make sure that we've saved it as well. So save as iPad test InDesign file. Yep. Save. Should we try HTML? iPad test HTML. Press save. What do we get? Export document based on page layout. Okay, image. All those settings are fine. Advanced. That should be alright. Non-rectangular objects will not appear correctly when exported using CSS. Okay, well, let's just see what happens. Oh, look at that circle. Alright, so that doesn't work, does it? And that's just made a massive... Alright, so there you go. Don't export it as a HTML because nothing's going to work properly with that. But the hand-in needs to be PDF anyway. And so if you can hand that in, and also a little link, that would be great.